What is up, guys? Mercy's bringing you a redstone tutorial on um, block swapping, and basically showing you a cool way how to light your outside of your house. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you a preview and then show you how to do it and explain all the redstone steps. So I'm going to show you it real quick. I'm going to set it to night, and so imagine this being the outside of your house. It will use pistons to activate a block swapper that will switch dirt for glowstone. So in the next day, when the next day comes, it'll switch back to dirt, and it'll look like nothing's ever happened. So here's all the redstone I have. Looks somewhat complicated, but I'll explain it all to you guys. So I'm gonna go set it up, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I'm ready to start. I just went right here because I don't want to go too far and lose it. So basically you need a repeater, redstone dust, um, and then you also need the sticky piston and a piston. And you're gonna orient them like this. And then you're gonna dig a hole, because I'll explain that later actually. I'll just leave it there. Okay, and then you're gonna put the blocks that you need. You want to switch. You don't have to do glowstone, but that's for this use. That's what we're gonna do. Put a redstone torch there. And then redstone torches there. Redstone dust there. Repeaters there. And then you want redstone dust there. And that's how you build it. I'm just going to activate it with a button for now, because I haven't showed you how to build the activator, the daylight activator yet. But there you go. It works. Just imagine this. Sometimes I have the hardest time flying in this game sometimes. Like jumping up. So basically that's the ground. Nighttime comes. Daytime comes. And you can build, as you can see, I have rows of them. You can build them all the way around, but they kind of have to be spaced out, which is perfectly fine because that lights up the whole strip of land pretty well. Okay. So now I'm going to explain this machine. So basically, you got this activating the piston, the sticky piston, and then you have these activating the other pistons. And so when you turn this on, it turns everything off. It turns everything off and then everything back on, like a switch kind of. Like it flips on then flips off. So basically it turns these off, but these torches are on when these are off. Like it's inverted. So when these turn off, the piston comes down, which makes the blocks both in the same level. And then since these are off, these will eventually turn on, which will push. So this one, when the glowstone comes down, this one, when it turns on, the redstone torch turns on, it'll push onto the glowstone, and it'll take place where the glowstone is, and the glowstone will be pushed to this side, and then eventually this will turn back on. The redstone torches and the redstone repeaters will turn back on, and it'll push back up, and it'll basically substitute the block. So basically, that's how it works. You can also do it in the wall or on the ceiling. It's just the same mechanism, just it's kind of flipped around. And so like the sticky piston will be pointed differently. Everything else is basically the same thing. And then so that's basically it. And then it works. So the next part is the activator. As you can see over there, there's a daylight sensor and then like a redstone mechanism. So basically, the redstone mechanism for me, for the daylight sensor, is turns the daylight sensor into act like a button instead of like a lever, because a lever show you both of them. A lever is a continuous block like this. It'll stay on and on and on until I turn it off, while a button will turn on. It's a pulse activator, so it sends a pulse of redstone. It doesn't send a continuous redstone signal. So basically, a daylight sensor acts like a lever. It has a continuous thing until instead of it switching from you clicking on it, it switches from daylight to off, from daylight to nighttime. So it's kind of the same principle. So we're going to turn it into act like a button, where it turns into a pulse. So basically, you're gonna have two things. They can't be right next to. They have to be at least 1 block away. They can be a mile away. Who cares? Just more redstone. So it's like where you build these two structures. It can be any. It doesn't have to be grass. And just any block really. And then so you get these two structures. You get redstone. And then redstone. No, wait. Let's go one more out. And then the daylight sensor. Which it doesn't have any daylight, so it's not activated. And then this one's just going to go straight to it. The important thing about this one is you have to invert it. Because it won't work if you don't invert it. It'll just send a continuous signal. If you invert it, it's complicated, but like this side will send a signal, and this side will basically receive this. Like I'll explain it just a minute. Let me build the thing first. See how it's turned off when this is turned on? This will turn off when the signal's brought to, which means the whole thing will be off, except this part. Like this will turn off, which will make this turn off, which will make this turn on. And basically, you do that, put some redstone. See how that one's turned on, this one's turned off. When this turns on, this will turn on. And basically the opposite for this, because when this turns on, this will turn off, which will turn this off, which will turn that on, and then turn that one off. It's a lot of flip-flop. But it'll work the same way. And then if you put redstone repeaters, this is basically the timing mechanism. You want it delayed all the way. The reason I have 3 of them, you could do it with 1, but the reason I have 4 of them, is because if you do it with only 1, the switch moves too fast. So this will pop up and pop back, or pop down and pop back up real fast, where the blocks don't have time to push each other. So it basically won't work. So that's why I have it longer. It takes longer. And then basically that's how it works. So I will explain what happens when the daytime comes. It's on glowstone right now. So when daylight comes, this will activate. I better hurry and put it on. So when daylight comes, this will activate. This one will turn off. This one will turn on. No, yeah, this one will turn off, which will turn all that off, which will turn that one on. And this one will turn off. Right? Yeah, this one will turn off, which will turn that off. And then these will turn, those will turn on. These will turn on, which is part of the timing. And then both of them will go through, but they'll also counter each other, which will turn them both off, or turn the whole signal off. But it'll be see how it turns on and then turns off, and then it'll switch that's basically it. So I did my best to explain it, but I hope this helped. Um, and if I didn't explain anything very well, then just let me know in the comments, and please like and subscribe, please, guys. Thanks for watching.